time on this long, long emotional ride. Long, long, long emotional ride. Long, long emotional ride. You've got to hit refresh every now and again. Basically every album is the best way to hit refresh.
He wanted to do a new album, got a bunch of songs together.
It just popped into my head, what about Steve on drums this time? And then I thought, what about Andrew?
And that it would be nice if me and Steve were the rhythm section.
I kind of jokingly added, and you know, if you had Bob and Martin and Brinsley, then you'd have a proper band.
Steve made a joke in an email saying, you know, yeah, I'll do it. And then Andrew said he was up, and Steve said, now what have you got Martin, Brinsley and Bob? That'll be a band.
Never thinking for a minute that Brinsley would want to do it.
Brinsley had a little bit of a problem with flying. He'd one flight too many. You know, I said, you know that he's probably going to say no. And Graham said, yeah, I know, but I've got to ask. You know, I mean, we'd kick ourselves for not asking.
I'd been out buying some stuff for the house from IKEA, and I was tired, so I made a cup of tea and sat down, and then the phone goes, what?
Got hold of Brinsley, and after about 2 minutes he said, yeah, okay.
I put the phone down and I went and sat down and thought, oh, oh yes, I don't like getting on aeroplanes.
I didn't ever think that we'd make another album with those 6 people again.
I'm a member of the Rumour, so I was asked, and you don't say no to that. You know, I'm in the Rumour, so I said yes.
You know, people have just remained friends even though there have been times when I haven't been in touch with them for 10 years or something. And it just really hit me and overwhelmed me that I've got real friends who care about me. And I care about them, you know. And bringing the Rumour together, it just solidified that.
Then Graham started sending us sound files of demos of the songs. We had 13 songs to record. And just from the demos, you could tell these were damn good songs. I mean, really good. The demo is just really a voice and a guitar. And you can get an idea of the rhythm, the speed, the lyrical content. We did several times say, that's a good song, isn't it?
Is it in my imagination, or does that sound really good?
Yes, it sounds very good, Mummy. Yeah, it sounds like a band that knows how to play things.
To see everybody in the same room again was, you know, and it was an emotional moment.
I realized I've been surrounded by friends all of the time, all of the time.
Everyone had a bit of emotion in their own way.
Well, we're British, we tend not to, you know, we like to keep a stiff upper lip, of course.
English, we keep those submerged.
I'm British, I won't be showing any emotion today.
For one thing, it's been a great laugh. Me and the Rumour can't stop talking about the old days, and everything seems very funny now.
Brinsley had it down. What were you shouting at him?
You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh.
Gang's all here.
That's cool.
Laughing all the time. That's a sign that it's kind of emotional as well, because you're relaxed in each other's company.
You don't have to.
What happened in the end?
That time, Steve, you followed me on the first one. As long as we keep laughing and that everything is a goof, we're all right, you know. And that's pretty much what it's amounted to, I think. We're all in this humour about it. How does my hair look? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it?
How does your hair look?
It's not just the laughter from us joking around. We're having fun playing it. It's got a great set of songs that we've actually been able to just sit and play.
Brian,
Maybe it's a sound.
can you just sing that third verse?
Yes.
Everybody had had all this considerable different experience over the last 30 years, different ways of life, and you just come together and you bring all that back, but you still have what you started out with. It's a much richer experience.
I don't know what a bar is.
Bar's a place where you order a beer.
Stephen, Bob, myself, and Graham have never really stopped playing. But the person that surprised me the most, and this is not because he's not a great bass player, but because he is, was Andrew.
Metaphor just solid ground.
I'm less musical now than anyone else is. I work as a library assistant in North Yorkshire, not because it's a vocation, but it pays the rent, you know. And it's something that I did when I left school.
Andrew hasn't played for quite a long time, but he just sounded like he'd just got off the tour bus, you know. I mean, it was just fantastic.
I certainly don't make a living from playing. I do quite a lot of strumming and messing around and recording at home.
It was just a big reminder of what a fantastic bass player he is, and he played just so good.
I think of myself as a drummer that happens to be working in a warehouse, and I'm still listening to music, and that switch doesn't get turned off. And I can only assume it's the same for everybody else. Brinsley works making guitars and repairing amplifiers and stuff like that.
Where would you put that little bend, Brinsley? How far up?
Slip the string in with the bend facing forward if you can.
That's good. That's good. I can see the end bit.
You can trick it by putting an alligator, a crop clip we call them. You stick a crop clip, this all metal, so you stick it inside and it makes the joint connection like a switch.
Oh well, I've started. So I'll finish. Brinsley is now a sort of guitar expert. He can build you a guitar, he can customise one or an amplifier, he can do any of that stuff, and he's very much in demand. I've never had a problem, but now you have. Look, now I have, because I can't remember what he told me to do. You know, and all these problems for us.
I fix guitars for people that say, "Oh, I saw you playing at me. You fix my guitar. That's amazing. I don't believe Brinsley is fixing my guitar."
The first album we made, Howling Wind, was Graham's first album.
Graham was less experienced 30 years ago, and he probably didn't know what he wanted, or he did know what he wanted, but didn't know how to say it or didn't know how to get it. And he's probably got really frustrated.
They used to arrange my songs, and the producer would hear them 4 or 5 times.
Because of the way the band was, I think for Graham, he felt that he would play us the songs, and the band would generally try and make the songs the band's songs. We'd process them into the kind of Rumour thing. It was probably quite frustrating for him.
Has anyone got any aspirin?
That was really the reason that Graham splitting from the band.
In the end, he went, "I'm not going to do any more." He stopped. He took that time out. That was the best, thing he could have done at that point.
What I noticed about it is when we go to the chorus, as it were, the E major, it seems to drag a bit to me. When I did it with Steve, all I did was speed it up a bit, and somehow it worked with the drums. When the drums solved the problem a bit, I think.
Absolutely.
Now I've had all this experience at producing my own records, and I know how to arrange songs. I know what I want out of songs. I come into the studio often with a conceptual idea and what I want to do. And so broaching that to the band, bringing in my assertiveness, was a mystery to me, how that would work out. Because I want them for a collaboration.
I think it sounds good on my guitar.
Yeah.
That leg. Brinsley plays the one that leads into it.
Okay.
How about 2 guitars do that leg?
Yeah.
This has been a kind of full kind of band effort, and a very good vibed one.
There are bits where some of us are sort of, well, hey, and others sort of, holding it back a bit, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
That was the one for luck, wasn't it?
Back in the 70s, it was all chiefs and no Indians. Now it's all Indians and one chief, and together we make a really good war party.
The
first few days of recording, we were doing 10 takes of one song. After that, it was like 1 or 2 takes. You know, we'd worked it out, so it really didn't take long to gel again.
It's slicing and dicing.
It's what?
It's slicing and dicing.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah.
We knew we were on a schedule because Andrew had 4 days in the recording studio, and then he's booked to go back because of work commitments. We just knew we had to get everything done, and we did it with time to spare.
Yeah.
We did 13 tracks in 4 days.
You don't have to live in shadows. You don't have to scream blue murder in the night. Don't overthink it. That's one of my things over the years I've developed. Don't have too much consideration. You know, give up a little and just let it go. And the whole band did that. Spontaneous are probably okay for me on this. You know, that's just locked in my head. But it doesn't need to be. I didn't think that. Oh, we've got to do that right. There is no right, almost, apart from throb. Dum dum da 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 dum boom. That's it.
And sometimes it was kind of hard to believe that we'd come in here and we'd do a take and go in there and listen to it, and that's great, isn't it?
Is that a keeper, or should we do another one? And
That's the one, yeah. That's the one for me.
Okay, next, Mr. Parker.
I'd say 85–90% of what they laid down with as the basic tracks are making it to the record. That's what makes it so great making a record with guys like this. I'm capturing what they do in the room. We're not constructing it bit by bit and bricklaying, you know. It's rare and it's a pleasure. It's why I got into this in the first place.
It's magic to me. The music is just like coming from somewhere else. We're just kind of channeling it, going, yeah, all right, and whoa, there it is. 2, 3, 4.
It doesn't really matter if anybody else likes it, because all that matters is that we like it, and we've made something that we think is good. So that's it.
She rocks me to my soul like I have been rocked before.
I almost don't care if nobody else likes it, because I know this is really, really good. I would like a lot of people to like it.
And we've been able to actually do it without somebody trying to make hit singles or do that kind of thing. It's come together naturally, which has been really good.
It's good, man. Oh, that was really feeling good.
You record it?
I didn't really have too many doubts that it would sound great. I didn't know it was going to be so much fun and laid back and so much camaraderie happening.
This one. It's not the one that says master, it's this one.
It's that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that little tiny
That little guy.
Oh, okay.
You would think it's the guy that says
Yeah, you
master.
say master, you would think it would, wouldn't you?
It's just such a goof now that we're all around and playing, and I think, you know, better than ever in many ways.
It was a bit like going into a wormhole. You know, you go into a wormhole 30 years ago and you go, whoosh, and then you're back in the same thing again, except everybody's a bit older.
No. It is as if 30 years had passed, because we were 30 years further down the road. And although we were going back to a situation of these 6 people working together, we were working together 30 years later than the last time we did. And that makes a big difference, because we've all developed, progressed as musicians and people in that time. So it's different doing an album when you're in your late 50s or early 60s.
32 years ago.
32 years.
A lot of water under the bridge there, mate.
Gone all the way down to the sea.
It's been a real pleasure doing this, and a bit of a drag really that it's all finished in 3 days.
The studio, you know, gradually empties of your equipment, and you get a kind of depressed feeling, you know.
I was feeling kind of a bit melancholy, because it's like, I like doing this.
I mean, the fact that I'm still here, I'm 62, and I'm still playing music and being able to come in the studio and record records, it's fantastic for me. I mean, I can't quite believe it, really, you know.
You want to be a musician, you should be a musician, and if fame comes along, you'll have to deal with it. But if you can enjoy what you're playing and play what you enjoy and live, then you're successful. So I regard myself as being quite a successful musician. I played for 25 years.
How many have we got?
Oh, lovely. It's a shame we couldn't have had a bit of a laugh.
Yeah,
really.
Here's that. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Here's to, I guess here's to 2012, I guess.
Yeah. It'll be here before you know it. Time moves very, very quickly.
We know it. Cheers.
4 days.
It
with
was
time to
very
spare.
intense, but at the same time, you know, all the tension was eased by the fact that we're just goofing at everything.
There's still something
Yeah.
in there that was there in the first place.
Yeah. I just think it just blossomed into a real collaboration. It was
Right.
like everyone in just working for the same end.
Right.
Really good.
I love music. It wouldn't be anything else. I wouldn't want to be anything else and do anything else. Yeah.
You never quite know what's around the corner. You don't know when you're going to get an email from Graham Parker saying, I've gone and done a damn silly thing.
The Rumour reform after 32 years to do an album, I think that's just great. You know, it's just fantastic. It's like, well, you couldn't have written this script, you know.
Graham, what a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much
thank you so much
for pulling this together.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's incredible. Later, guys. Good flight.
It's been the most exciting and emotional period of my entire career. It would be very good if a few people would discover the music. You're always doing it for that. You know, that's it.
Hey!
Rock and roll goes to 11. Come on, boy.
I'll tell you very briefly, I go to when I'm going, hello.
Yeah, I know that. We're supposed to be having a conversation here. He's filming the back of your head.
It's a double header.
Excuse me, but I'm sweating from the heat of this.
Really?
Yeah. You'll be able to edit that, right?
Well, I don't know. I'll put them in a few shots, and then that'll end up being the one that's everywhere, you know.
He said, hi, I'm Graham Parker, and I'd like you to do my next record. And I'm like,
I haven't got words. I haven't got words this morning.
Yeah, it's done. We're done.